Welcome to Live Life by Design. I'm your host, Nicole Mantilla Parato, and today we have a special returning guest for episode 11, Bernadette Summers. She is an intuitive mentor, medium, multidimensional healer, spiritual channel, singer, songwriter. You can hear her opening music on Spotify. Bernadette is also a physiotherapist, meditation teacher, and mother to four. I'm so happy to have this true Renaissance woman back today because we are going to be diving into relationships, sisterhood, heart healing. So get yourself a cacao, a warm beverage, and come hang out with us because we are going to be diving into all the juicy things that are going to help you through this full moon that we just moved through, which was a doozy. Bernadette, welcome to this show.
Thank you, Beauty. Thank you for having me back. And for anyone watching or listening, welcome to the sisterhood. Come and join us.
Yes.
Come and listen and be goofy and be real and authentic and vulnerable and just join us.
Put on your cozies, your pajamas, whatever you got to do. We want this to be like a space where you can feel like you can be in conversation with us and your authentic selves. And we really strive to be relatable, all my guests on this podcast, so that you feel like you're not going through all these things alone and that there's no spiritual hierarchy. Like, Bernadette and I are not better than anybody who is listening to this. We're all at different levels on our journey, right, Bernadette?
Yeah, we're human, having a human experience, and we're all just doing our best. We're all learning as we go. And yeah, something that you're going through, I've probably been through or going through, Nicole might be going through right now. There's transcending circumstances and experiences, but we're always going through something because we're in physical form, and that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to master.
And I think we should open this with like a grounding practice that we co-create together. This is going to be a really energetic session. I can feel it, really healing and really heart opening, because I really feel at this time that we're all moving barriers from our heart and our throat so we can speak our truth and we can let more in general in all areas of our life. So let's do this, Bernadette. Let's create this space, this luscious space. So get yourself comfortable and just close your eyes like you're sitting in this pure, clean, white, vibrant room. And I want you to feel this luscious, white, clean, crisp, airy, energizing, fresh, rejuvenating feeling, because that's the energy of this podcast. We are going to create an elegant, high-level, energetic, purifying, fresh, zesty space for you to purify in. So just let this energy come in and let it be cozy, almost like a big fluffy white pillow, white clouds. It's comfy in here. It's comfy, it's generous, it's heartwarming, it's welcoming you in all forms, in all forms. I'll pass that to you, Bernadette.
I just get things shown, big fluffy white slippers.
Yes, let's put our fluffy white slippers on, everybody. Let's use our imagination. Let's slide those white slippers on, men too. We should say that too. Men, you're here too. We all can use a heart healing, and you can hang out with sisters too. You can tap into your feminine side with us. So go ahead and put on those white fluffies.
All welcome.
Everybody.
They're all welcome into the hood.
Oh, yeah. And as we sit here, I really want everybody, I invite, I'm trying to move away from saying I want and I invite. And so maybe that's something that we all consciously start to choose to rewire. Instead of I want, I invite, or I will, replacing the want and like thinking that we already have it, or it's a more gracious, feminine, inviting, opening invitation. So I invite everybody to put their hands on their belly. And as you do that, let's let some weight drop off of the lower portion of the ribs, the lower back, the right and left lower portions of the ribs. And as we do this, you might even find yourself moving your shoulders a little bit or moving your body, or your body just releasing. As the energy comes in, let your body do what it needs to do to just drop off some density, because now you're in a high frequency space, which is going to promote anything that's not serving you to fall off. Bernadette, I'm seeing a beautiful blue butterfly for transformation. Like that, these are blue butterflies here for us as we tap into the lower back. It's part of the transformation. So the burdens that you've been carrying, guys, we're inviting a transformation today for you to let go of some of the burdens you've been carrying. As you let go, these beautiful butterflies, these blue butterflies, just like kind of birth out of your lower back. They start to come out. It's part of the healing process. I'm going to pass that to you, Bernadette.
For anyone watching or listening, you have to understand how magical this woman is, because everything that she is intuitively driven to say right here is for all of you, but is so specifically for me. And just to put some context to that, in the last few days, I hurt my lower back, and it's a very old young woman's injury for me, and I haven't had it for quite some time. And you know, when you have a physical issue, but it doesn't quite make sense, you haven't really done anything to bring it on. I was just literally just reaching to put a cup in the dishwasher, and my back just went out of the blue. And I think those physical symptoms always have an energetic root. They always take you back to something from that's multidimensional, from a past life or from your childhood or from when you were a young woman. Mine was definitely when I was a young woman. And blue butterflies are my symbol. So I knew Nicole was getting into me, and she's reading my physical body because she's just so in tune. But I think that's come forward for me, and you might be relating if you're listening or watching, that to me, it's like, you know, when you have a glass of water and you've put something in it and there's just some sediment that's still sitting on the bottom, still there. The water isn't clear. There's still something to shift. And that old back injury for me is still something that sits in my energetic field of not feeling enough, of not feeling worthy, of not feeling full self-love and acceptance in my body. It's been a lifelong journey. And I'm sure there are sisters out there that resonate. And, you know, Nicole and I said before this podcast we're prepared to be vulnerable. We're prepared to share because, you know, what one person is going through, another person is going through. And that's what connects us. That's our humanity. So this super blue full moon really illuminates where there is still a little bit of sediment in the water, where there's still a little bit more healing that needs to be done, where we still need to lean more into full self love and acceptance, not self-love and acceptance with conditions. I'll love myself, but as I age and develop a menopause belly, I won't love that. Or I'll love myself, but if I'm 5 kilos heavier, I won't. Or I'll love myself, but if I don't fit into these clothes, I won't. You know, we have to understand that whatever we are in this given moment is exactly what we need to be.
Amen. Amen. So funny, as you were saying the menopausal belly, the 5 pounds extra, right before you said that, I was feeling energy in my belly because it was just like, this is just so perfect and so in flow, guys. Because that inner womb space, a lot of us women hold scar tissue in those places. And men, you can still receive from what we're saying. And this scar tissue here has to do with perfectionism and being hard on yourself and the fear of also being rejected and abandoned. And I feel like these are wounds that also come with the not good enough, right? Because if anybody's ever been rejected or abandoned, you don't feel good enough. And another
Yeah.
wound that comes up with that is feeling like you don't really fit in with anyone, right? Like you don't fit in. Like, who are my people? Who are my soul tribe? I'm either too much or I'm not enough for people. How can I find the middle ground? And this is an emotional charge for me right now because I feel it so alive in the collective. All of us that are carrying this heaviness in our belly,
Yeah.
our
Ali.
yeah, our power, where our power, our core of our being is our creativity, our
Yeah.
personal power, our
Yeah.
root. All of this is connected here, and this is such an important place to heal, more
Oh,
so
it's
than
serious.
right, and more so than wanting to tune into your third eye and your crown and open your throat and your heart. Like, I feel like the foundational work starts here in our belly.
Yeah.
And I
You
just,
know, you
yeah.
had me at belly when you said belly at the very beginning of this podcast. I just knew this is where we needed to go. We needed to discuss the belly. And we're talking about the male, but we're really talking a lot about the female here because any woman out there that has been a mother,
Mm,
your belly has stretched to accommodate, to be the container to hold your child. And it is in that very space, that womb space, that we birth lots of things,
mm,
all our creations. So our belly has to expand, it has to make space. And, you know, I think we try to hold our belly in and fit it into clothes and have it constricted and tight so it looks flat. And it's actually limiting our expansion. And so funny because before this podcast started, my daughter was here for technical support because I'm so hopeless at getting my computer ready or whatever. But that's another vulnerability for another podcast. But I said to her, I grabbed my lower belly and I said, I think I've developed a meno belly. I don't even know what that is, but I just feel like my belly is expanded. And, you know, that's that conditional self-love I was talking about. You know, I love myself, but only if my belly is flat. Women, our bodies are meant to change as we get older. We have to love however they are and whomever they are at every waking moment.
mm,
We have to know that however they are at any waking moment is exactly what they need to be for us to access our own self-love. And we have to understand, put a different lens on the belly, is that it does expand. It has held if you've been pregnant. It has stretched and accommodated and been the container for something as magical as the birthing of a child. And if you're not a mother, it is in that womb space where you birth all creations. It's got to expand.
Yeah, I want to. There's so much to touch on it. I almost should take a pen and paper and write it down so I don't forget because you're activating so much in me. I went to this vocal transformation workshop a couple of weeks ago, and that's when it really hit me how most of humanity is not speaking from their core, from their personal power, which is in the belly. And when we hold it in, like everybody hold in your belly and start talking. And I want you to feel your throat. Start suck in your belly and start talking and feel the throat. It's constricted. Your throat automatically constricts. It's not expanded. Now let your belly hang, like fully hang, like no sucking in, just let it be what it wants to be. And do you feel how relaxed everything else is? Now suck in again and start trying to talk. Suck in and start talking. Feel all the tension in your throat and in your chest. So like Bernadette said, when we're sucking in and trying to hold ourselves a certain way, we're not being in our true nature. We're not accepting ourselves. So we're constricting our ability to receive what is for us.
Yeah.
And another thing for you women who haven't carried children, but you suffer with belly distension and bloat, I want to also bring this to your awareness, and for all of us, women, men in general. Sometimes your belly will distend and bloat when you have so many ideas and creations and energy inside of you, but you're not moving it. You're not birthing it to the world. You're not doing it, anything about it. So all that potential kind of sits there. All that information sits there and it doesn't have anywhere to go to be expelled. And some people work out to move the energy, they use the diet, but no matter what, they're like, what's going on? It's because you're meant to be birthing something new into the world.
Wow. That is so, so true. And I've never thought about the bloat in that way before. That's amazing.
Yeah, like where are you holding yourself back?
Yeah.
Where are you not feeling good enough to be in your power? Where literally when we say suck in your belly, you're holding yourself back. You're holding
Yeah.
yourself in, which holds yourself back. So what is,
Contains you.
yeah,
Mm. And from a physiotherapist perspective too, there's a co-contraction that occurs between your abdominal wall, your deep rectus abdominis, and your pelvic floor. And this is really important too for men and women, particularly for women with pelvic floor issues, is your pelvic floor is the seat of your power. And when you lift up your pelvic floor and you engage your core, your belly comes in, but in an innate, inherent, correct, balanced way, because the two work together. So when you draw up your seat of your power and you just pull up your pelvic floor slightly, you feel some tension in your abdominal wall, but it's not forced. It's not, I must suck in my belly out of fear, out of looking
yeah,
a certain way. So it's the right kind of um, um, co-contraction, I suppose,
yeah.
that's going on neurologically through your body with your neural pathways to go, okay, the two are working in unison, kind of like body and mind, really. Sucking in your belly tells your mind, it doesn't look right. I need to hold it in. I need to contain myself. And so remember that the pelvic floor is the seat of the power, and contracting that will bring your belly in as it's meant to. And if it's not sitting flat or if it's still a bit distended, that is its natural state. That is how it needs to be. And that's what we need to cultivate the self-love for.
I love that. And it brings me to when you pull that belly in naturally, the way it can be, like she's talking about, like a little pull in naturally, the belly button towards the spine, a little tuck, it lengthens the spine and it creates space. So everybody hold
Mm.
their belly. We're going to try something. So I teach vocal transformation as well. And so I want you guys to just feel this little tuck that we're talking about by using your voice And it's going to kind of sound a little loud and forceful, but I want you to try it. So hold your belly, let it hang, and go, huh! And watch it pull in. Huh! And now hold it. Don't let go. See how that's like, see? See how it pulls in? Let's do it again. Release it. It's fun, right? So hold your belly. And when you do the huh, you're not going to release the belly. You're going to just feel that hold and feel the power in your spine. Ready? Huh!
Oh, wow. I felt that
Right?
right
And,
through
and
my
now,
belly.
and now hold it. Hold it and sit here like that. It's different. Okay, so we're gonna do one more. Just let your belly hang. Take a deep breath in. Let's exhale. Ready? Hold it. See? It pulls just the belly button in towards the spine. And just feel the power there. It's much different than sucking in. Now suck in. See? It's like yuck, right? But right now let the belly hang. And that, now try to go, like that. Pull it in. Good, Bernadette. Just do it. But do you feel, I want everybody to just work with their body and the anatomy and feel that. So that actually is a clearing thing that you guys can actually do. If you feel like you've got to move energy, you're absorbing so many energies around you, you can take some breaths and like you can pull in your fists and go, like you can like literally do movement to that, and it's going to just kind of work on that whole area. And it also brings a lot of energy into your spine. That Shakti kind of energy gets moving. So yeah, that was
And
fun.
it feels like it puts like almost an energetic charge into your body, up your spine, like a jolt, bring you back to reality, bring you back to your divinity, bring you back to this moment, and staying grounded embodiment in this moment. It also shows how interconnected all the different chakras of our body are, and different areas of our body, that the stomach affects the throat. And yeah, it's amazing. Our bodies are amazing.
Yeah, because I want to say, like, for me, the sacral chakra, which is, your creativity, is so linked to your throat chakra, right? And so if that's tight and congested, we're not really expressing ourselves and our creativity. We're going to feel blocked in our throat. I really feel like those two are so interconnected and so important to work on together. It's funny, I've been playing the harmonium every day and chanting, and the note D is the sacral chakra, and G is the throat chakra. And when you have a harmonium, you can set it to notes D and G and just kind of let it drone out. And so I've been holding it on D and G, and I've been singing and vocally toning and doing chants with it. And it's been so powerful for manifestation for me recently, in coming into a new inner authority of what I want and owning it.
Wow. I need to play the harmonium.
I love the harmonium. I love it so much. So I say this to you guys. Wait, Spirit's like, hold on. Don't go anywhere. Don't move from this. Everybody put your hands on your belly. You guys are not getting away from the work that needs to be done in this belly today. So we're going back to the not enoughness, okay? That is coming up. The not enoughness, the fear of rejection, the nobody likes me, nobody pays attention to me. Why are certain people getting attention and successful? Why am I not? Like, this is what Spirit's like whispering to me right now, the value. And right now, I want us all to hold our bellies and just let these blue Syrian electric blue codes are coming in, and Arcturian, they're coming in. And if you're new to my podcast, you're going to get activated here today. Between me and Bernadette, you're going to get double activated, amplified, because we bring forth starseed medicine to work on your physiology and to help you speak your truth and activate those vocal cords. It's part of both of our medicine. So you guys are getting a double blast today of this. So as we work on this belly and bring in this blue electric light, I want you to feel a spiral in the heart, a green spiral, an electric green spiral, and then a silver beam in the throat center. And I'm going to invite you to just let your face kind of hang. You can even just like let your jaw muscles open and just, you can look really funny. It doesn't matter. You can just make a face that lets the jaw muscles release the tension that you're holding for trying to keep your shit together. I am giving you permission in this podcast to literally not keep your shit together, to have an emotional release and to have a physical, somatic release. Bernadette, I'm passing it on to you.
I think what Nicole is trying to do is just to bring your conscious awareness to ways that your body is so used to being, that are so deeply ingrained that they've become your norm. That clenching your jaw at night when you should be resting and sleeping is something that your body is still holding onto that needs to be released. Or those shoulders that are always elevated in fear of unsafety. When you are safe, you are safe, you are here with us now, you are listening, you are watching, there is no threat. Mm-hmm. But these programs are so deeply embedded in us. And once we make the unconscious conscious and you become aware of different areas and places and spaces that you've stored lifetimes of feelings, that is the beginning of release. Somatic release, physical release, energetic release, to liberate you, to liberate your body, which is just the vessel in which you store.
Beautiful. We're going to go down into the lower back, into those lower ribs. And I just am going to invite you to imagine like a valve being turned where you're going to just let all this light to start to amplify within you and to flush out, just to flush out some of that old stuff, some of those old stories, the density. And we're not attaching to the stories. We're just inviting a flush here. This is the power of energetic and frequency work and visualization. You're inviting a flush out of your system with this white light. Remember, from the beginning, you're in this like white, beautiful, nourishing, rejuvenating space. So let it flush out. And I'm going to pass it to you, Bernadette. And if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm weaving the energy. So anybody that's watching this, this is light encoded. I'm bringing the frequencies in to flush out your system and give you some relief today.
And with the word flush, I want you to think of your kidneys on each side of your lower back and how your joints are contained between these two vessels that hold and release, that are responsible for the flush, that need to let go and release each side of your spine. And the spine is held between these two organs that we trust and inherently know will flush and filter out what we no longer need.
Good. Ooh, we're really moving stuff, guys. You guys are doing really great. We're really releasing. So also with the kidney, there's a erythropoietin to generate more red blood cells in the body, which is going to deliver more oxygen for you guys, and we want to bring in some fresh, invigorating, oxygenated cells. Yeah, just like really feel the body pumping now, pumping with this fresh energy, increasing those oxygenated cells. Just really feel this red, like this ruby red energy coming in to help purify your red blood cells.
And don't be surprised if you're needing to move through your lower back. When you have a kidney infection, it often gives you that writhing back pain where you just need to move and shake. That's what I'm feeling in my body now. Like it's so deeply stored in the kidneys, like an infection, like blood cells, that white blood cells storing infection. So just be free, allow your body to move, trust your body, know it's moving in a certain way to release. And if you feel that movement going on through your lower back, as I am doing, go with it. Go with it. It's releasing you. It's healing you. It's flushing you.
I invite everybody to close their eyes and take in these sounds in the lower back to break up the density in the kidneys, feeling the flush. Somatic release, cleansing ancestral patterns. Let's do this. Just feel this sound, cleansing it out. We're all holding so much. Feel that? Take a nice deep breath in. And Bernadette, I'm going to pass that back to you.
All I can say is using my own example of I'm just sitting here with an understanding at a soul level that whatever was happening with my lower back was very interrelated with my kidneys. That old program from my younger woman of not feeling enough, that I'd gone into spasm in my back. I'd gone into that stuck, spasmed old program. And my area of my back where it's sore is right between my kidneys. And so I need to flush that out.
Yeah.
And this is how in tune our bodies are, how they manifest symptoms to teach us, to show us. So if I wasn't going through this and didn't make that consciously aware, I could go on to get a kidney infection or something like that. So that area of my body is continuing to get my attention to make the unconscious conscious. You know, and once you're conscious, once you're aware, and you work with practitioners like Nicole that can energetic release, multidimensionally release, because some of what we store in our bodies isn't just in this lifetime, it's from past lifetimes. It's soul overlay that stays in our DNA, stays there until we're consciously aware of it, and then we release it, and then we liberate our bodies. So whatever you feel now, you don't have to judge it. You don't have to make sense of it in your rational mind, because some of it is too hard to unpack with your rational mind. You just go with the movement, go with the somatic release, go with the energetic release, and allow it to take you where it needs to take you. Your body knows.
Your body knows. And so we're going to unlock some more of you today, and we're going to free up some more energy, because what happens is when the energy is like pooling, let's just say in the lower back and in the kidneys, your body has to compensate for that. So you might be actually holding tension in your neck and your upper shoulders too, because your body is compensating in different ways, so that you'll see referred pain, referred aches and pains. So don't always think just because you're having the shoulder pain or knee pain or something that it's really stemming always from that space. Sometimes the energetic blockage is somewhere else in the body, and that is blocking the energy from flowing. So what I want to do is I want to navigate some of the spaces where you're overcompensating, and I want you to trust your intuition, but I'm also seeing a lot of you holding so much in your upper back and in your neck and in your chest, like so much heaviness in the chest from the anxiety of like, what's next? Am I enough? Am I doing the right things? And also so much about relationships, but I don't want to jump the gun here. I just want to know whatever you're feeling, I want to give you some liberation in the body. And Bernadette and I are both co-creating this space energetically for you. So, Bernadette, I actually feel called as I'm weaving and going back and forth with you, and this is going to be a first for us. I feel called to invite you to use your gift of light language to help us all open our hearts and heal the wounds of our past, and to like maybe go back and forth with a conversation to gift the collective. Yeah. So I'm just gonna pass it to you. You can guide us however you want. How this is just let me know when you're ready for me to add.
I'm feeling this weaving of energy moving from Nicole to myself through our heart spaces. And I'm feeling that moving through in the infinity symbol, like the number 8, weaving light from our heart to yours in union. And I'm feeling now the light spiraling down through your crown chakras to your heart and interconnecting your hearts with our hearts through this infinity moving, rapidly moving energy.
Snitaraki yanakoshki na makaria itia o emakasa itia. I honor your light language. I honor your presence. You're gifting us a heart healing by sharing your gift of light. Emahu.
I invite you all now to lift up your pelvic floor, lift up the seat of your power, and ground this energy into your body, right up through your coccyx and sacrum, and bring that energy into that sacral space and let it flood and flush and circulate and create space, not bloat, just expansiveness, to let those energies move through you, to birth creation, to birth children, to birth whatever you wish to birth in this lifetime. But feel the energy very rhythmic and open and healing and soothing, cutting through cords of scar tissue. Now settle into that sacral space now that feels warm and red and flush, fully oxygenated with blood, and feel the co-communication from ovary to ovary. It's your turn, it's my turn, it's your turn, it's my turn. It's this beautiful symmetry of your body returning to that innate balance. Feel that energy rising up through your solar plexus into your heart, and combining sacral space with heart with the rich oxygenated blood that now perfuses right through your circulatory system, going to every cell in your body with rich, pure, oxygenated, red, vibrant blood filling you up. Really feel that expand from my heart and Nicole's heart, linked with this infinity symbol out to you now.
Moko soskiana, unyana, yidia, ramaya, oso, yidia, olami. It's listening. Your voice is going to be activated. Kolamaya. Monasa. And Bernadette. We don't know how the sound's going to go, ladies and gentlemen, with the sound effects, but Bernadette, I'm going to invite you to sing. Now, trust if it goes in and out when she lets these tones through, just know that you're receiving the transmission regardless, but this is how you're going to clear. So Bernadette, set the intention to release this energy from your body, but everybody, we're going to have a release. And if you feel called, guys, if you feel it building up in you, I want you to sing with Bernadette. I want you to let it out. Whatever needs to come through, you make the noises, you move the body, okay? And I'm going to keep weaving and helping and co-creating. Take this in your heart, take it in your throat. Breathe in, exhale out. You can let out screams, you can let out tones, whatever you need to let out, release it from your body. Breathe in, exhale, whatever needs to come out. Good. We are here to activate you in your throat, in your body right now. So everybody just kind of sit up nice and tall and just start to sweep off the collarbones of the judgment of I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. And now we put out our healing hands to each other. The hands connect us to the one heart. Do you know earth and heart have the same letters? Earth and heart have the same letters. We are connecting to the earth. We're connecting to our hearts. And we're broadcasting a light and a frequency for us all to wake up and claim our worth. We are enough. Let's say it together. We are enough. We are enough.
We are enough.
We are enough.
We are enough.
We are enough.
We are enough.
Middle finger down, thumb over the nail bed of both, like so. We are enough.
We are enough.
We are enough. And we're stronger together. So we got to stop judging each other and criticizing each other and making fun of each other and saying, who has this, who doesn't have this. This is our biggest block right now, is the judgment, the jealousy, the comparison. And I'm inviting you to weave that out of your bodies, to light language it out, vocally tone it out, dance it out. I'm probably going to get copyrighted for this, like, because I want to play a song. But we're going to do this. We are going to, okay, here we go. Can you hear that, Bernadette? How's that sound? All right, so I'm going to invite you to just move the body. You can sing with it. You can vocally tone. We're going to weave it out. We're reclaiming our power, our creations. We are not separate. We are one. And we're going to vow not to judge each other anymore. Because if I win, you win. Let's say that together. If I win, you win. If I win, you win. If I win, you win.
What happens to you, happens to me. What happens to you, it happens to me.
Go ahead, Bernadette. You can use your spoken words. You can speak whatever you want. The space is yours now, Bernadette. Let's liberate.
The rat. I am you, you are me. I am you, you are me.
I am you, you are me.
1, 2, 3, you are me.
1, 2, 3, you are me. Shake it out. Shake it out. Get a little frisky. Shake it out. Let's bump. Dance it out.
1, 2, 3,
Move it out.
you are me.
Beautiful. Let's take a couple of those deep breaths with that huh as you're moving. Deep breath in. Huh. Deep breath in. Deep breath in. Ha! Good. Amazing. Nurture the wounds. Bring in electric blue healing light right now. And I want you to start pulling out. Just trust yourself. Pull out what no longer serves you. You don't have to know, identify, attach with it. Just start pulling it out and releasing it. Release it. We are energetic beings. We can't think our way through the healing. We can't intellectualize the healing. We're meant to move. We're meant to sing. We're meant to dance for healing. We're meant to use our gifts of light language, of writing, of poetry, of spoken word, to heal ourselves and to heal the masses. We're meant to come together and celebrate each other. For every single one of you, for the courage that you bring, for the love that you bring. So let's let the judgment drop off. Let the judgment go. Wherever you've judged others, wherever you've been a bitch, an asshole, let it go. We all have been. We all have been. Can't say we haven't.
1, 2, 3, you are me.
Yes. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Beautiful. See how alive we're feeling? Why are we feeling so much better? Because we came together. Ooh, why are we feeling so much better? Because we came together. It's the truth. It is the truth.
Oh, dear. You know, I just have to share many years ago when I was writing Yoke, Louise Hay, if anyone out there has any of Louise Hay books, she was a pioneer of that mind-body connection and what your body was trying to show you. And I was meditating and Louise Hay came through to me, and what she said to me, and I have written this in a chapter in Yoke, is 1, 2, 3, you are me. And I didn't understand what she meant. I thought, how can I be you? I'm me. I can't be you. But she was referring to exactly what we've just gone through there, is that we are all connected. And when we are out of these physical bodies and in energetic form, we are oneness. That is heaven. To create heaven on earth is to find that oneness whilst we are in our physical bodies. So as to not judge your sister or judge your brother, because she is you, he is you. 1, 2, 3, you are me. So Louise Hay was teaching me that we're all interconnected, and, you know, what we've done here is, you know, is vulnerable but real, and it's energetic, and it's just showing you the way to release what is stored so deeply in your body that just will liberate you if you let it go. And it's crazy, and it's different, and it's moving, and it's making tones and light language and hand movements and using our healing hands, but it works. It works, and it works in an amplified way when we come together and do it, when we connect and we unite as one in oneness for the benefit of all. Because you at home, you are a better being. You are liberated in your physical body if you are free of all these old patterns that are weighing you down, that are energetically dense in your body. And once you release them in this now moment, you're free. And you can go and birth and create and do what you are here to do without trying to do that with a heavy, energetic backpack that's dense and weighing and slowing you down. You know, we're not in this physical body for long. We don't need that energetic baggage. We just need to be free and liberated to go and do what our soul came here to do. And Nicole's soul came here to do that. Just what she did for you now and did for me now, I received. How could anyone judge that? How could anyone not think that is not such a gift to help? How could that not be her being in her true divine essence and blueprint? And she's stepping forward to come on a podcast that takes her a lot of time to do that for you. how could you be judged for that? How could you not think that is anything but just divine feminine embodiment? So I love this woman, and I think she is so gifted and so giving of her gifts. And really, if you're out there with any gifts, whatever God-given gifts you are given that are in your yoke, they were gifted to you to continue the cycle of giving. They're gifted to you so that you give them. And we can't let people get in that way of not allowing you to do what you came here to do and use the gifts of your yoke. So I think you're amazing, so gifted and so giving.
And that is the law of reciprocity too, is that when you give from the pureness of your heart, you receive generously. So I am always giving and I'm always receiving, and I'm not keeping score of how I'm going to receive, because I know when I give from the pureness of my heart, I receive in the most beautiful ways because I'm being true to me. And was it a journey to get here, to be who I am, to be liberated to express like this? Of course it is. I judged myself. I judged others when I used to see other people doing certain things. I still work through phases of judgment when I see people not being in integrity, and I have to let that go because it's not my business. And so it's constantly a muscle to let go of the way we judge others. But this is the thing, guys. If you judge the way that you use your gifts and the way that you're showing up, and if people are going to like it, then you're not being real to yourself, and you're not going to receive. Your receptivity channels aren't going to be open to receive what's meant for you in your highest, truest frequency, which is wealth. Which is wealth. So I invite any of you who might be watching this and skeptical to kind of surrender the walls around your heart and just try it and see if you feel different. Try it without judgment. This is a really big thing coming up right now, is the way that we judge ourselves and judge others. Because this pisses me off, and I'm just gonna, because we said we're gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna give an example, and this might trigger some of you, and I might get a comment on this, but whatever, I don't care. I had a beautiful woman on my podcast, and somebody made a nasty comment. I thought it wasn't called for, maybe not nasty, but about her energy compared to mine. Now, think about how that is going to make this person feel when they read it. Do you know the courage it takes to come on here and speak light language and share your truth and put yourself out there to the world, and then to get a comment judging and comparing the same exact thing that took that person forever to come out and do it, right? So there it is. There's the comment for that person to maybe shut down and be like, oh my God, I'm getting these terrible comments. I'm getting made fun of, or people think this about me. See, I knew I shouldn't have exposed myself. I knew I shouldn't have spoken my truth. Now I'm just going to shut myself down and go back into hiding because I suck. And I shouldn't have done that. I had just humiliated myself.
Yeah.
Now, is that contributing to the greater good? Because I'm going to tell you this right now, moving forward, if I see any comments, I'm just going to delete them that insult anybody that I have on this show, because this is an empowering channel. This is an empowering channel. And do you know what it takes for some of these women to come up here and share their stories? Or men, or whoever I have on.
Yeah.
So I am saying this with fierceness to protect, and I know you have stuff to say about this, but it's really important, guys. Because the way you judge or make fun of others is exactly why people are scared to live in their gifts or take a
Yeah.
chance or a risk or invest in themselves. So we
Yeah.
got to do better. We got to do better. We have to do
Yeah.
better. Ooh.
And from another perspective, our humanity, when we're in three-dimensional, living in three-dimensional form, makes us feel separate. Society is set up to make us feel separate, to be, I'm separate to you, I'm better than you, I don't look like you, I can judge you, I'm separate to you. That means you're in three-dimensional reality. We've all done it. It's part of our humanity. We learn through making mistakes. But if we're in three-dimensional reality, we feel separate. When we're in higher dimensions, I'll use the example of fifth dimension. When you're in fifth dimension, you're coming from your heart, you have unity consciousness. You feel that they are you, you are them. You wouldn't judge them because you're judging yourself. You wouldn't harm them because you're harming yourself. That's fifth dimensional consciousness. Manifestation, abundance, wealth, love, light, vitality, fortitude comes in fifth dimensional reality. When you have unity consciousness, when you love yourself, when you love your fellow man, where you believe and understand you're all connected. You can't judge others when you're in fifth dimensional consciousness because they are you. You are judging yourself. It's like turning the gun that you're shooting and directing it straight at yourself. So those that are out there that are in that 3D consciousness that are judging or looking at someone, calling them weird or different, you are actually blocking all the things that you want to come to you. You are blocking the manifestations you might want. You might be on a bit of a path and you're trying to become more aligned. You're trying to generate wealth or abundance or health or vitality, all those things. You cannot receive them if you are in 3D consciousness, which keeps you separate from your fellow man and everything that you want. Everything that you want for yourself, you've got to want for everyone else. You can't manifest a beautiful home if you didn't want your enemy to have that, because you're in three-dimensional consciousness. So look, I've judged, I've just done light language on this. I've never done that publicly before. That's a courageous thing for me to do. And I will look back at that and go, oh, will they judge me? Do they realize I do this? I get it. I understand that things that are foreign to us, different to us, it's easy to feel separate to it. But I am you. You are me. And in fifth dimensional consciousness, we are connected. Just as Louise Hay said to me, 1, 2, 3, you are me. And we all have the power and the scope and the ability to access the kingdom of heaven. Everything is ours now, in this now moment. And you can choose in this now moment, because all we have is now. And the reality that we make is now in this moment. So you just come back to that. In this now moment, I'm in 5D or whatever dimension. I'm connected. I love myself. I love my fellow man. I love all. I want for everyone else what I want for myself. There's no separation. And that, my friend, opens the door for everything they want. And until you do that, everything that you want will be separate to you, just as the person you are judging is separate to you. Amen.
Amen. Amen, sister. Amen. 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 Amen.
And
I
you know
want,
what? If I just quickly say, whenever I'm about to do a podcast with Nicole, I am pre-activated beforehand. And last night when I was in bed, that download was coming into my subconscious while I was sleeping in those, alpha and delta brain waves. And in my sleep, I had this deep understanding that that was the only way forward. I had to stay in that fifth dimensional consciousness to achieve anything that I wanted to achieve in my life. And as soon as I woke up and stepped back into 3D and I felt separate, or I felt lack, I felt space between anything I wanted in my life and me, it couldn't come. And it's such an important message. And
so much here. And I want to just, it's really important. First of all, Bernadette, I am so proud of you for like coming public with your light language. I'm realizing that my podcast is like literally drawing all these powerful women that have so many gifts in the health and wellness field or in other fields that have been using light language, but more in the closet, not publicly as a modality, right? So this is to show you guys, those of you that are sitting at home, whether you're a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, a massage therapist, whoever you are, a musician, that we're all the same. And this light language is coming on right now, online for so many of you. And we have to normalize it as a healing modality, because the more you resist it coming online, the more you're going to be stuck and you're going to block yourself from receiving and creating the life that you truly desire. So if you guys want to learn more about that, I have a podcast that I just did with Danny. There's timestamps. There's tons of information from last episode 10. It's episode 10. I'll even put the link if you want to learn more about why it's coming online. But I just want to really congratulate you, Bernadette, because you are paving the way to say, hey, this is happening for all different walks of life right now. We're going through an awakening on our planet so we can have more unity, more love, and create a new earth and a new worth. I said worth because this is about literally creating from worth, not from lack. A new earth is creating from worth, not from lack. Okay? And that brings me to the next topic. There is enough for everyone. Don't buy into it. Don't buy into it. There is enough for all of us. Lack consciousness is competitive. Of me looking at Bernadette, oh, we do similar things. Oh, that's a competitor. I want to make her look, people want to make people look a certain way or find something wrong with someone of why they shouldn't be receiving what they're receiving and how, but I do this and they do this. This has got to end. This has got to end. My gift in these frequency codes that I want to sprinkle to you and imprint in your field is that we create from worth. There's more than enough for everyone.
Yeah.
I am having my most abundant month to date. And I want to just say that because those of you who are lack mindset and that are like, oh, my business is going down, or oh, I'm not doing well, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not attracting. Where are you judging? Where are you criticizing? Where are you not fully owning your worth? Where are you holding yourself back from really living the way you want to live? Right? These are important. Where do you have heart blocks? Where are you scared to open your heart, scared to trust, fearful of rejection or betrayal? These are all kinds of things that we're all being called to work on right now so we can receive more, so we can get back to creating from worth and honoring each other. That's the whole point of like this collective purge that's happening, is we got to open our receptivity channels. And there's a lot that stands in our way sometimes.
Yeah. And where do you want lack for someone else? Where do you judge your performance on trumping someone else? The likes on your post, or the number of followers, or the number of sales? Where do you look at someone else and go, I want to cap what they get so that mine is higher? Because that is just creating separation. And in unity consciousness, if they are you and you are them, what you want for yourself, you should want for everyone.
Yeah.
And that is lack. And if that's in your energetic field, that brings you lack. It doesn't matter who it's directed for. It's in your field. You're directing it. So it's broadcasting from you. So every time you judge, every time you want lack for someone else, every time you measure yourself, every time that you judge yourself better than someone else. You look better, you're slimmer, you're fitter, you're benchmarking yourself as being separate, and that means you're in three-dimensional consciousness. And so you are blocking the very things you want for you.
Oh, I gotta share something because it's like triggering stuff that I've been processing and that's been coming up. And this is like, I always try to lead by example, by the way that I want to be treated. And it's obviously always a work in progress because we're always shedding and healing. But I will say this, when people message me, I'm going to respond to, like, I will respond to you. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes me a little longer, but it's always going to be me. And like, I thank God that people that are in my life, like Bernadette, like sent me a message and I'll voice memo her, like write back and send a voice memo. But there are people that, you're like, oh, I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to put my heart out there and try to connect. This person resonates. And then they never, respond to you, or they treat you because I'm just saying this because this has been a trigger that I've noticed, is that if you don't have a certain amount of followers or are in like the cool kid, I don't know, like it's still ridiculous. It's like high school and at work and workplaces they do this, right? That, oh, they're below me. They're not, I don't entertain with those kind of people. That's just somebody liking my post. You're not giving it an opportunity. How do you know that that person isn't magical and a soul connection for you? And then I just feel like people are missing out on connecting with people that they're meant to connect with because they have these filters of hierarchy. And I've just been witnessing it a lot, and it just is like, oh, we could do so much more if we would all just collaborate and not look at status. And if you feel resonant or you're not sure, just like tune in and feel, or at least send somebody some sort of message back. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a really funny trait of human nature. We might call ourselves a spiritual community, but in minorities, there are minorities. So I have a person who I know is very close to me who is gay, and he said the same thing happens. You have the gay community, but they separate off. So there's a minority in the gay community, and the majority will go, yeah, I'm gay, but I'm not like them. And it's just this constant separation. And it happens in the spiritual community, which was really kind of shocking to me, because I thought that if you were following a spiritual path, you were following unity consciousness and all the principles that we talked about before. But, our humanness gets in the way, and we slip back into the way that we are taught to be separate. And it happens in the spiritual community. There is spiritual hierarchy that some people feel they're better, or they'll talk about how they have a special gift. And really, they may, but many people have it. What they have, and I was trying to get this across in my book, Yoke, is that the blueprint of your yoke, your soul's essence and blueprint, is one of a kind. That is your energetic signature. That is your soul. There is nothing or no one like that. And that is very sacred and very special. But in the goldenness of that essence, there are gifts that you can put forward that will be aligning and similar and resonant with other people's spiritual gifts. That doesn't mean you're up for separation or comparison or competition. What it means is, like the number 11, it's just, and this is the 11th podcast, it's just a one and a one, two beautiful individual yokes or souls of their and aligned and following a similar path. But the paths, no one can copy your yoke. No one can copy your resonance or your energetic signature. And so, I notice it a lot on social media, to be honest. Like, I channel guidance and I turn the beautiful guidance into inspired words to share, to help, because I'm so uplifted by the way that spirit work with me and use metaphors and things, simple metaphors that I go, oh, that's landed with me. My soul understands that. So I turn it into words. And I just feel so love and light with it. And then I go back to my normal life and I see that it's been copied or changed one word and someone else is putting it out through them. And it used to piss me off, excuse me. And I talk to Spirit would say, Bernadette, no one can copy your own light, your own yoke.
I
That
think
is unique.
I think that's the greatest compliment, though, too, is that people actually want to copy you. That's like the biggest form of flattery. But yeah, like nobody can be you. That's your frequency. It came from your creation portal.
It came from your creation. But then Spirit said, which is really leveling and grounding for me, is that even if your fellow man, who you are and they are you, is taking your words and trying to repreface it and relearn it and deliver it, someone will receive that. Someone will receive that. It doesn't all have to come from you, that spiritual ego. It is our message through you. And if someone else puts that forward, even if they put it forward because it resonated with them and they want to make it mine, there's still light in that because they're still trying to find their way. It might not work. It might not get the likes or the attention, or it might not feel their ego, but it is light work. It's still light work. Because if that lands with someone else that's not in my reach and it helps them and it heals them and it sends them on the path of light, then Spirit has done their work. So there's a real lesson in that for the people in the spiritual community, anyone there, that we're all doing the same thing. We are number 11. We're just aligned. And if there's a little bit of crossover and stuff, know that no one can copy your unique yoke. It's yours. It's so unique and individual. But if people are very aligned and it's close and it's resonant, it's the same unified message that everyone needs. And really, in a life and a world where we need lots of light, if someone's stepping forward in some way, somehow, to begin, even if it's sharing your post or copying your post, it's a start. And we need it. And we need lots more of it.
And remember, what's coming through right now is it is flattery in a way when it's used with pure intention, when a soul gets activated. Your
Yeah.
words did something to them, your light language, your music, your quotes, whatever it is, your
Yeah.
art, it activated something in them to put something out there with their own
Exactly.
spin. Because I look at it as, we have this whole source, this infinite library of information, right? It's the universal mind, and we can all extract from different places. And sometimes we're open to the same pod. Like, say there's this soul pod of information, and I'm tapping into some frequencies there, and say Bernadette's like, hey, I'm plugged into that. Oh my God, we both got similar downloads, but it's a little different. It's because we're tapping into the same pocket of information in the universal mind. And you're going to see that a lot with creators and people that have ideas. And it's like, oh, there's a resonance there because we're tapping into the same space of information. Now it's available to all of us. It's just who knows how to tap into it. And so why I come on here and do these podcasts and why I talk about this light language and this energetic work is because when we're clearing our bodies, when we're using our voice and doing this energy work, we become clear channels. And we realize our connectivity, this oneness that we're talking about, and we realize that we can access the universal mind to literally download what is a frequency match that our body can handle, that our body can go do 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 do, comes in, we process it, we sit with it, we integrate it, and then we're supposed to birth it into physical form and take action.
Yeah.
And I just say that this is a really important thing for you guys to see, that if you're stuck in your life, if you feel like not fulfilled and not free and heavy, and like you're getting the back pain, you're getting illnesses, your relationships are struggling, you're fighting, you're irritable, you're anxious, this is the time to really explore this kind of work that we're showcasing here on these podcasts, and what Bernadette does on her own, what I do on my own, because it is going to help you tap into a whole new level of creative genius and health and vibrancy.
Yeah. And can I just say too,
Yeah.
in reference to finding a strong resonance with someone's work, that what we're talking about in that spiritual community, I'll just share a little personal story, because I love Rebecca Campbell and I write a story about her in my book, Beat. I went to listen to her speak and she got everyone up on stage to sing You're the Voice, which is my song. And when I finally wrote Yoke and had the manuscript printed off, and I was sitting in my car, my husband turned the car on and the song You're the Voice came on at 11:44, which is my all-time number. But when I read Rebecca Campbell's words, they feel like home to me. They feel very familiar. And when my gifts of my yoke come through, they feel very aligned, quite resonant, a little similar to hers. And I've had someone say to me before, you really remind me of Rebecca Campbell. So I sat with that and I thought, I hope that this alignment doesn't mean that I'm sort of trying to copy her work and what have you. I went into a deep meditation and I was taken to a past life by my Arcturian guides on a multi-dimensional field. And I've always had a strong affinity with dolphins and whales. I thought that perhaps Rebecca and I were soul sisters, but I was a boy, a little boy, and I was in the water and swimming with the whales and the dolphins and just going nuts. And Rebecca was an older sister. I think we're in Lemuria or Atlantis. I couldn't quite get, there was lots of aquamarine and just felt like heaven on earth. It felt amazing. And I recognized this sister, older sister. I was younger. And something was going to happen, whether it was the collapse of Atlantis or the civilization was going to be transmuted. I'm not sure. But Rebecca had a big crystal like this in her hand. And she got me out of the water and she said, I've put it all, encoded all our teachings, all our work, all that we learn and live and embody here. I put it in the crystal and it's for you. And you'll know when it's your turn to go because I'll go first.
That
And
is chills.
I know I just cannot describe. I'm almost going to cry because it was so moving. And then I realized when I came out of my meditation, I'd been taken to a past life on the multidimensional field. And I realized why I look to her and see such resonance, because she went first and encoded was all the same work, the same message, the same resonance, the same words, books, cards. I do very similar work, but it's 1-1. We are aligned, and I understood it at such a deeper level. So this is really important for any of you that are beginning your spiritual path and you just want to tap into that sacred space and birth through those energies and bring forward your gifts. If they feel a bit aligned or similar, it's okay. Maybe you were together in a past life. Maybe it was encoded in you. Maybe they went first to harness and activate you to step forward with your gifts. And maybe, just maybe, That's what this is about here, right here and now, in this reality moment, is to empower you to step forward. And maybe it'll be like Nicole's work, maybe it'll be like mine. We are all one. It's all the same work.
That was a really activating story, and I felt the truth of it in my whole body. And so you just opened up a whole new portal, like a whole new portal, which becomes a tangent in my world because I get excited. And that's what we do. That's why I love co-creating and podcasts because, you're activating each other. You're like, oh, wait, I have this to add. And then I have this to add. So I have this Lemurian crystal, and it's a little cluster. It's a family of crystals. And I've had this for like, I don't know, like 12 years. It's an old one. And for some reason, I put it on my computer desk. I have like crystals around my whole computer. And I haven't meditated or worked with this one in a while. But when you showed me your crystal and you told me this story, this crystal was like, I have information for everyone on this podcast. And I know that you work with Lemurian crystals as well. So I want to just open this activation. So anybody that has a Lemurian crystal, you can grab it. If you don't know what we're talking about, no problem. You're going to get a transmission. You're going to get activated. You will soon realize what we're talking about. And so there is information stored on these little grids and ridges along all the Lemurian crystals. And when you pick them, some of them have way more. They're encoded with so much information. And the thing is, it's like a library of information that you got this because you needed to remember certain information at different times of your life. Now, I've had this crystal for like 12 years, and it's literally telling me while Bernadette's talking, you haven't even accessed half of the information in me because I wasn't ready for it. We have to be ready sometimes for the information that is held within crystals. We have to be a frequency match for that. It's like a key code for it to turn on and us to hold, meditate, and access what's been stored inside of it. Crystals hold information, especially these Lemurian ones, ancient information. So let's all just take, if you have a Lemurian crystal, if you don't, then I just want you to receive this transmission because this is going to activate a remembrance in you. And a remembrance around unity, worth, oneness, and creating from abundance, from generosity, from prosperity, from trueness, from authenticity, and knowing that there is more than enough. Our planet is transforming. We are transforming. The mineral kingdom is here for us to work with. The water has codes for you to work with. The land has codes for you to work with. It's really important that you get in the water or meditate by bodies of water and get barefoot and feel your feet rooted to the earth and the water. And just ask yourself to receive the healing wisdom and the information needed for your soul to progress here. For your soul to progress here. You're an extraordinary being, and your nervous system does not have to be taxed with the constant rushing and hustle and stress factors that this world is putting on us. You have the right to take care of your body. You have the right to remember your true power. It's just up to you if you're going to say yes and explore what might be different than what you've ever known, but might be your key to freedom. So this is the number 11 podcast. It's 2 pillars. Today I invite you to walk through a door of worth and freedom and abundance, and to claim your dreams, to claim your desires, and to go about that in the most unique way.
Amen.
Amen. Do you have anything to add, Bernadette?
No, I think it really needs to just finish with that, because that's just so perfect. So perfect. A perfect balance.
Dreams can come true.
They can come true.
May all your dreams come true. I'm going to have ways to find Bernadette in the show notes. You can purchase her book. All her information will be there, and my information will be below. It's such an honor to be here with you. Now let's dance.
Do you hear what I'm saying? Gotta say how I feel. I can't believe
Healing hands.
but I know that
Healing hands, baby.
I know what I want.
Own your truth.
Can't deny my feelings because they are true, yeah. Dreams can come true. Don't get me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have hope. You know you got to be
See you next week.
strong. Dreams can come.
Wow.
That was fun.